Let me turn my mic on right now. Yo, what's happening, people? We is live right now, live from the village right now. It is 9 minutes past 7 p.m. right now. It is movie night right now. We're about to watch The Crow. This is a 1994 film starring Brandon Lee. And it was Brandon Lee's last movie as he passed away during the making of this movie. But yeah, I remember watching this film a long time ago, maybe a few years after it originally came out, methinks. I think I watched it on TV. I can't really remember exactly when, or where rather, but I'm pretty sure I watched it on TV, so maybe a few years after it came out, maybe on deep. It doesn't really matter, but I watched it a long time ago. And I guess it has some cool moments and a generally cool concept, but yeah, I think for the most part, as I remember, it wasn't particularly what you'd call it a good movie. But hey, it was a long time ago. I mean, it's probably more than maybe close to 25 years ago. Maybe 22, 20 something. No, what are we, 2022? 1994? It's maybe 25 years ago when I watched this movie last. I watched this movie literally once. Literally just once. About 25 years ago, give or take. I don't remember thinking it was a particularly good movie. I remember it had a cool concept, but you know, well, I won't spoil if anyone hasn't seen it. Though to be fair, if you haven't seen it, this may not be the best place to be watching it for the first time. I'm just saying. But anyway, I remember it having a pretty cool concept. But yeah, not necessarily being a particularly good movie. But hey, maybe I'll change my mind. 25 years later, I see things differently. And you know, we could always crack a few jokes and that kind of thing along the way, because why not? That's what we do. If we see something funny, let's point it out. But yeah, it is Monday. Oh, you know what? Let's shut this window actually. It might get real hot in here, but the noise is gonna get a lot. It is Monday, the 11th of July. You know, let me show you guys this. This is kind of a last-ditch effort to save pepper. So pepper is the California poppy that I planted, and I believe the mistake that I made when I originally planted her, it was in a different pot, was that I put too many seeds in the pot, and it wasn't a very big pot. I did transfer, when it became obvious that it was too big, I did transfer it to this pot. But I think by then I might have damaged some of the roots along the way. So, because by the way, when the seeds are too close together and in the small, but when it was growing, it was getting all tangled and stuff like that. So it became very clear that the pot was too small, and that's why I transferred to a different pot. But I think in doing that, I may have damaged some of the roots. And you can't really see because I don't want to tilt. So I have put some water in to see if it helps, but I'm not sure it is. A lot of the stems have been turning brown, drying out, even though I've been putting water on, been drying out, and yeah, it's very droopy. A lot of them just kind of falling over. Maybe one managed to stand up a little bit. Yo, what up, little Jake? Whoa. What up, little Jacob? How you doing? Just spilling water from my plant. Oof, that's not good. Whoa. How you doing, little Jacob? How's your day going? How's your day been? I was just saying that this plant that I planted, the California pot I planted, she's dying. She's dying on me. So I have actually bought some new seeds. So let me show you. These are the new poppy seeds that I bought. They came today. There's like 2,000 seeds in there. I'm not going to plant all 2,000 of them because I've learnt my lesson. It's not a good idea to put all the seeds in the pot. That's not a good idea at all, especially when the pot's not that big, and especially don't put them that close together because they grow all tangled. So yeah, I think Pepper is dying. I don't think she's got much longer to go, but maybe in a few days I'll plant those ones, and I'd have to say goodbye to Pepper and plant her sister to instead, of see how that goes. Yo, what up, Sam? I'm good. How are you? Enjoying the weather? It is hot right now. Actually, no, it's not really hot right now. It's more humid, but it was really hot earlier today. it got to about, I think about 29 degrees is the highest I saw it. It might have been higher than that, but I saw it at 29 degrees Celsius a little bit earlier today, and yeah, it's been hot. Right now it's just more humid than hot, but yeah, I've been chilling, to be honest, enjoying my day off work. Oh, nice. It was always good to get a day off. We're rooting for Pepper. I appreciate that, Sam. Yeah, I feel like she's not going to be around much longer though. Like, you can't really see from the from here because I can't tilt her too much. But yeah, a lot of the stems have been down at the bottom. They've been turning brown. A lot of them have been drooping. A lot of them just like dropping off. There's a few that have managed to survive, but most of them seem to be going the way of the dodo, as they say. So I put some water. I put quite a lot of water in there right now, actually. I might put too much water, I'm not too sure. But I put some water in there. Hopefully it does something. Hopefully it does something, but I'm not too convinced. I think Pepper is gone. But I was just showing that, I don't know if you saw it, but I did buy some more seeds. So I'm going to try and maybe plant these in a few days or so. So I got some new seeds today. So Pepper is a California poppy. California poppy. Plant her sister. You know what? I should have clocked that, but yes, I inadvertently made a dirty joke, but I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Drooping just comes with age. Well, I guess that's true. It happens. Gravity, right? Gravity. But yeah, I don't think she's gonna be around much longer. But I've learnt my lesson, methinks. So what I'll do, what plan I should say really is, I'm not sure I like this pot though. So I bought this pot. It's a bigger pot, right? But I'm not sure this is a really good pot for plants because I'm either putting too little water or too much water. The way they designed it is weird, you know, so it's hard to tell how much water I'm putting in. Right now, I think there's probably too much water in there, but it's really difficult to gauge how much water I'm putting in the pot because of the way they designed it. So I don't think I want to use this pot. I might go back to, oh, by the way, I'll show you this as well. I might go back to this style of pots because I've got more of these, but I just won't put as many seeds. But this one I planted, oh, let me show you. Go around this way. This is a nasturtium. This is Nazir the nasturtium. Planted on the 9th of July. This was planted a few days ago. Hasn't sprouted yet, but these ones take a little while. These ones, they say they take about 14 to 28 days to sprout. The thing is though, like I actually planted this one too late. You're supposed to plant it before June. I planted this in July. So I don't know if those few weeks is going to make a difference. We'll see. But you're supposed to plant them, I think they said between May and... No, that wasn't right. What was it again? Well, actually, you're supposed to plant them between February and March for indoors, or between April and June for outdoors. I'm not doing outdoors, I'm doing indoors. So yeah, this is way late for indoors. But I only put one seed in there, and the rest are in this packet. So we'll see if this one sprouts, even though it's late, you know, for way late for indoor plants. I'll see if this one sprouts. But if not, I've got more that I could plant later on. So yeah, that's Sainsbury's is doing well. Go down Sainsbury's, find me a little honey for $2.99. You can actually get honey for $2.99 at Sainsbury's. You can actually do that. Get me a little sugar. Oof. Yeah, the humidity is real right now. So if you see me sweat, that's why. But yeah, man, how's y'all, man? How's y'all doing on this 11th of July? I've got my water with me. It's not cold enough. I need cold water. Ooh. You know what I need actually? I need air conditioning. I'm probably too poor to have air conditioning, but I need air conditioning. That's what I need. And not just, I don't mean like a fan. I mean, a fan is cool, but I need air conditioning. That's my goal, to get rich enough to afford air conditioning. So I need to make this YouTube thing work, so I can make enough money to buy air conditioner. I've not been watching either of those, actually. To be honest, I'm not big into sports, so I haven't been watching any football, any tennis. I've heard a little bit about the Wimbledon rackets ball, but no, I haven't been following it. Let's see. Oh, what did you think of Stranger Things season 1, Sam? Little Jacob, have you watched Stranger Things season 1? And if so, what did you think of it? I'm too poor to have to make do with a fan. I know that feeling. You're not into sports? Nah, not really. I mean, I used to follow football a lot back in the day, you know, way back in the day, and I played a bit of tennis when I was in school, and a little bit of basketball, so I was probably definitely more sporty when I was in school, but these days, not so much. I used to follow wrestling a lot up until, well, that's not quite true. I think I used to follow a lot up until about 2006 or 7, and then after that, I was kind of in and out, you know, just very casually following wrestling. In more recent years, though, I've barely paid attention to it at all. I mean, outside of things that get posted on Twitter and a few videos I might check every now and then. But yeah, I used to follow wrestling. Was the main thing that I followed when it came to sports. But football as well. I mean, football a little bit. Some other sports, but wrestling was my sport back in the day. Stranger Things is definitely worth watching. I watched 7 episodes in one night. I think that tells you. Ooh, yep. Piece of wrestling up until the mid-90s. Yeah, that was the Attitude Era. That was when it was peak. That was when it's peak. You know, it definitely did take a dive after that. I mean, I stuck with it, but it definitely did take a dive after that. But yeah, Attitude Era, mid 90s, late 90s, around about there, up until about 98, 99. That was wrestling at its peak. It's peak. Formula One. Ooh, okay. Who's the top guy in that now? Was it Lewis Hamilton, right? What are strange things about without getting into spoilers? Let's see. How can I describe it? I mean, first of all, I'll say it's definitely worth watching. So that's number one. With zero spoilers and just an opinion, I think it is 100% worth watching. And Sam saying she watched 7 episodes in one night. That might say something as well. So, without giving spoilers, it's set in the 80s. The first season focuses on a group of friends, kind of nerdy kids, right? Dungeons and Dragons type thing, that kind of nerdy type culture. A group of friends. One of their friends goes missing. And while looking for their missing friend, they find somebody else, and that somebody is special. And I think that's about as much as I can say without giving away too much. But yeah, it's definitely worth watching. In fact, I actually want to watch it again because season 5 is due out, I think 2023, they say, or something like that. 2023, 2024, I think season 5 is due. So I want to watch all 4 seasons again before then. That's my plan. Season 4 is incredible. I mean, all the seasons are good. Let me be clear on that. All the seasons are good. So I know sometimes people talk about TV shows, they're like, oh, it doesn't get good until season 21. It's like, no, it's not like that. It gets good from the jump. It gets good from the beginning. But by the time you get to season 4, it is incredible. Like, it really is incredible. The episodes are longer, and I think that's something to be aware of. The episodes are much longer on season 4. It is so worth it, though. Like, what they do with the longer episodes, how they flesh out the characters and the story. I don't want to say more than that, but season 1's great. Season 2 is great. All the seasons are great. Like, I want to be clear on that. There's no bad season. It's all fantastic. But because if you watch all those seasons, by the time you get to season 4, because it builds on the previous seasons, the previous story is so well, and then adds to it so well. Season 4 was just incredible. And I'm gonna say, I know I said this before, but Sam, when you get to that last episode of season 4, you know, there's a scene in there. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's a scene in there that I'm pretty sure when it drops, when you see it, you're just gonna absolutely lose your shit. You know, it's not a scary scene. I don't think that's a spoiler. But when you see it, you're gonna lose your shit, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like Sam, maybe little Jacob as well, you know. But I think definitely Sam would 100% lose your shit when you see that scene, and you'll know what scene I'm talking about when it happens. You know, you'll know exactly what scene I'm talking about. But yeah, you got through season 1, cool. Season 2 next, cool. Then season 3, and then season 4, and when you get to that final episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's original. Would you say it's an original concept? Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I guess it's. I mean, they make references to other things. They definitely make a lot of references to other, like, you know, horror movies and, you know, shows and things like that. Make a lot of references to various pop culture. As far as I'm aware, though, the general kind of concept of the story, I don't think that's been done before. And if it has, not that I know of, at least not in this way, I don't think. So, yeah, I'd say it's an original concept. So at least as far as I'm aware, it's an original concept. You know, until somebody comes out the woodworks and like, actually, I had this idea back in 1975. You know, so, and yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's an original concept. But original or not, it's bloody great. So I'll say that. Even if they ripped off somebody else's idea, they did a bloody good job of it. Watch episode. What episode? Saturday night, and fell asleep last night. I watched 2 till 8. Oof, yeah. It would do that. Probably 41 is that there aren't a lot of overtaking. A lot of the races are one in the pit stops. I can definitely agree. But Jacob, did you have a favorite? Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched as much racing, I'm sure, but yeah, from what I've seen, it tends to just be like cars going around in circles. You know. It'd be interesting to see what happens to Formula 1 though with the petrol prices going up, because I know those guys got money, but mate, they might have to start cutting back a little bit. Michael Schumacher. Yeah, Michael Schumacher. He's a brother that races, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a brother that also races? Oh, he drove back in the day. Is he retired now, though? Yeah, Ralph Schumacher. I would say, though, like, I feel like, I mean, you guys probably know because you watch Formula 1, but I feel like a lot of people don't really realize that race drivers still have to be physically fit. You know, like, oh, he died. Ooh, rest in peace, Michael. A skiing accident. Oh, you know what? I think I heard about that, actually. I think I heard about that. I guess it was some years back now, but yeah, I think I'm not. Yeah, sorry. I think I remember hearing about that now. Damn. Ricky O'Neon. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Kimi Ricconion. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Kimmy. I think I got the Kimmy bit right. Pretty sure I got the Ricconion bit wrong. But oh, he's brain dead. I see. Oof. Damn, man. Yeah, the famous driver. I remember the news when Ayrton Senna died. He died on the racetrack in a crash. That was horrific. Oof. I think it was a crash recently, actually. I don't think anybody died, though, but I think it was a crash recently. That looked pretty bad. You know, your Formula One drivers. So Sam likes horror movies and heavy metal, and Formula One drivers. Speaking of drivers, actually, a little bit of a self plug. If you guys like Formula One, you know, racing, that kind of thing, I actually did an interview on my podcast recently with a YouTuber who does a lot of like racing games. He also drives. He's a car enthusiast. So yeah, if you're into like driving and things related to that sort of stuff, I mean, we don't talk about Formula One specifically, but you know, we talked about racing games and cars. And yeah, you might be interested in that. So yeah, if you check that out, that's on Uncivilized Art. That's the channel name, Uncivilized Art. There's a link to the podcast in the description. But yeah, you might want to check that out. It's an interview I did with Straight Up Hippo. What up, Al? Al's in the house. We're watching The Crow today. It is on Netflix. If you haven't already, get it on Zero. We'll start the movie in a little bit. And some good evening. Oof. Yeah, it's gonna get real hot in here. Let me try to open this window again. Get some air in here. It's gonna might get too noisy with the window open though, but we'll see. I'll check out Uncivilized Art for sure. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, link in the description. I've been running that podcast for some months now, actually. For a few months now. But recently started doing interviews with content creators, Twitch streamers and that sort of thing. And yeah, I just did one recently with Straight Up Hippo, who's a content creator here on YouTube. Does a lot of racing content. He's also a musician as well. Does like drum and bass music. Works in the music industry. So yeah, dude does a lot. Dude does a lot. But yeah, he has a channel on YouTube where he covers a lot of racing games and talks about cars and that sort of thing. So yeah, we spoke a little bit. So yeah, you might be interested in that. And you'll check out some other stuff as well, because why not? Bro, I can't stand the heat. Oof. It's a lot right now, isn't it? That's my watch later list. I tend to listen to those when I'm cooking. Cool. So that's the soothing sounds of Bandit Haze while Sam is cooking in the kitchen. Just goes with the telly on and get the movie set up. When it's cold, believe it or not. Interesting. I would say I prefer. Well, I mean, if I had to choose between being too hot and too cold, I'd probably choose being too hot. That being said, of course, you prefer to have a nice balance of warmth where it's not. I like it when it's warm enough to not shiver, but not so warm that you're sweating just by sitting down. You know, you lean back in your chair and you got a sweat patch. Like, that's when it's a bit much for me. But that being said, if I had to choose between being too hot or too cold, I'll go with being too hot. In fact, you know what? Let's do a poll on that. Let's see what you guys think. Let me write this up. Would you rather be too hot too cold? So create up. Let's create that. So that's the poll for today. Would you rather be too hot or too cold? Got a movie set up on pause. Awesome. I watched the Crone Donkeys. Yeah, it's been a while for me as well. I think it's about 25 years since I watched it last. Then randomly died. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's his last movie. He died during the making of this film. Was shot by. It was. I think it was like a something that caught in the bullet. A bullet was put in a real. It was a fake gun, but I can't remember the exact story. But yeah, something was caught in the gun, and it ended up piercing him and killing him. In fact, I don't know if you've seen the film called what's it called? Game of Death, which was Bruce Lee's last movie. Now, Bruce Lee died of a brain aneurysm, right? But that was the movie he was making when he died. It's called Game of Death. And they completed that movie using a stand-in. And at the end of that film, the character that he plays dies by getting shot there's like a whole bunch of reporters and stuff like that. So the character that Bruce Lee was playing dies at the end of that movie by getting shot. And then his son died in this movie during making this movie by getting shot. So that's interesting coincidence. Too cold. I think we've got a few too colds in here. Okay. I'm sitting in the sauna right now. Good time out. It's too hot. I can't sleep. I feel too sweaty, uncomfortable. I'm cold-blooded. I think. Do you think it was a freak accident or was it intentional? There's some theories about that. I mean, I haven't really looked into it for a while, but I know there was some sort of theories about it. There's this whole thing about the curse of the Lee family or the Lee, the Lee men. I don't know how far that curse goes back because, I mean, as far as I know, it's Bruce Lee and his son and kind of stops there. But yeah, I know there's some theories about it. Somebody, sneaking a real bullet in that sort of thing. But I guess they were never proven. And who knows? There might be a Netflix documentary coming in one day. They did one on Marilyn Monroe, so there might be one on Brandon Lee about the real truth behind his death. And they'll probably have no answers in that documentary either. They'd have no answers in that documentary, just a bunch of theories and speculation. Shot by accident with a 44 Magnum. That's the official story, at least. I'm there with Jacob whenever I'm too high and I'm looking like Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. Let me look at what that looks like real quick, because I've not seen Matilda. I'm trying to get the image. Miss Trunchbull. Trunchbull, rather. Okay, cool. Now we know what Sam looks like when she gets too hot. The game of Death is virtually unwatchable. The stand-ins were awful. They were obvious, yeah. They were obvious. I mean, what's interesting though, the stand-in was a martial arts actor called Yoon Biu. Who went on to do movies with like Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. So he did quite well as a martial arts actor. He's actually in he's actually in a few of my favorite martial arts movies, to be fair. But yeah, he actually did quite well as a martial arts actor. But yeah, there was so obvious at times that they were using stand-ins where, he'd be wearing like these thick glasses, or they'd have the camera far away. There was bits where they had a cutout of his face and they put it on Bruce Lee's body. They use like clips from movies, like deleted clips from movies as well, to kind of flesh out some bits, but yeah, where they used the stand-in, it was like, that is so obvious. It was so obvious. That's when you show him sent to prison for it. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I never looked at the story all too much, but I don't think so, because I believe, from what I remember, in fact, let me try to look up real quick. Who shot Brandon Lee? Because I think it was just ruled as an accident, so I don't think he went to prison. Well, he died actually. The person's name was Michael Massey. He died in 2016 of stomach cancer at 64. But no, it doesn't look like he was criminally charged with the death. But yeah, I think it was because it was ruled an accident. You generally don't send people to prison for accidents. It wasn't like he was being reckless or intent. Well, officially, you know what I mean. Like I said, I guess we may never know what actually happened, but officially, it just seemed to be an accident on set. Officially, he didn't intend on killing him, and officially wasn't behaving in any kind of reckless way that caused the thing. He was doing what he's supposed to do officially, but it's just accidentally killed. That's the official story, at least from what I remember, from what it looks like in this brief thing I just read. So nah, he wouldn't have gone to prison. The thing about Bruce Lee is he broke his back, and doctors said he would never walk again, but miraculously, yeah, that's true. Dragging the Bruce Lee story. Ability to walk. He was taking loads of painkillers. The one played by Pam, what's her face? Not Emma Thompson. Pam Ferris? Okay. So Sam looks like an old lady when she gets hot. Alright. In Game of Death, they use deleted scenes from previous... Yeah. Brandon Lee was a talented actor. It's a huge loss to the movie industry. Yeah, he did like... he was in Monkey. I know he did a few things, but... it's just a shame, man. His sister Shannon Lee did some acting as well. She was in a TV show for a little while, for a few episodes with Sammo Hung. Actually, it was called I can't remember what it's called, but it was a TV show with Sammo Hung and Arsenio Hall, where they played like cops. And Shannon Lee turns up for I think 1 or 2 episodes as Sammo Hung's one of Sammo Hung's students or something. Martial Law, that was it, yeah. Martial Law. That was alright, actually. I remember watching that quite a bit back in the day. I mean, it definitely got a bit samey, and I think it kind of fizzled out, but it was alright in the beginning, at least. Definitely copied, tries to copy Rush Hour. You know, it tries to copy Rush Hour a little bit with its setup. Because the original was like Sammo Hung and another actor, and then Arsenio Hall came in later on, and it was like, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing here. You just copying Rush Hour at this point. You're trying to copy Rush Hour. Used to come on Channel 5, yeah, Channel 5, you know. All right, let's see here. About to start this movie now, so hope y'all on zero. I'm gonna switch over to this screen, and we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. I know someone was in the show with him being so, but yeah, for real. If you watch his older stuff as well, like his stuff that he did in Hong Kong, like dude was flexible And yeah, for a big guy as well, like raw, man was flexible. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. So 3, 2, 1, play. Martial law might have started before Rush Hour, but Arsenio Hall came into the show after Rush Hour. So the original season was Samahong, and I can't remember the name of the dude, but it was a white guy that he was partnered with. And then I think season 2, season 3, whenever it was, Arsenio Hall came in. And that's when I was like, yeah, you guys are trying to copy Rush Hour. Oh, this is quite low, actually. The land of the dead. To put the wrong things right. Alright. Alright. I watched Channel 5 when they did reruns of Prison Cell Block H. I remember that show. Was it B. Arthur? Is that right? B. Arthur? I remember that show. The women's prison. I used to watch that quite a bit, actually. He's coming late. It's a classic, absolutely no cheese. Well, over the next hour, 40-something minutes, we just might find out. Okay, don't go. That brings up memories for real. That was a good show. Was it set in Australia? Yes, that's right. B. Smith, okay. B. Smith. Ernie Hudson. It's an episode, trust me. Okay, it was like that. I remember that show. I used to also watch Knight Rider. Yeah. Knight Rider was classic back in the day. Did you watch a reboot? Wentworth. They rebooted Cell Block H, really? No, right. Yeah, with it Michael Knight. Michael Langdon. Knight Industries 2000. With Mr. Feeney as the voice. Did you know that? Mr. Feeney did the voice of Kit. Oh, that's sad, man. No, I never seen Wentworth. Any good? Also, the A teams. Yeah. He's Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney. Oh, okay, Boy Meets World. If you ever watched Boy Meets World, Mr. Feeney was the headmaster. But yeah, he did the voice of Kit in Knight Rider. BA. Bad attitude. I ain't afraid to fly. I ain't afraid of damn monkeys neither. Was actually, yeah, they did their own thing with it. So it was decent. I have to check it out. Speaking of Australian shows though, Neighbours is coming to an end. Can you believe it? After nearly 40 years, Neighbours is coming to an end. I think the last episode is due in September or around about then. And Kylie Minogue just might be in the last episode. I saw her tweet a picture of her and Jason Donovan saying back together again. So I don't know, Kylie Minogue might show up for the last episode of Neighbours. How awesome would that be? BA was a muscle in the show. Yeah, he was the mechanic. He drove the van, the iconic van. A lot of cosplay Silk H went on to appear on Neighbours. Yeah, I know. I think was it Miss Helen something, Mrs. I can't remember the name, but yeah, I remember the old lady. I think it was the Robinson's grandmother. I think she was in Prison Cell Block H. But her character, I remember her character passed away in the show, then she actually died in real life. On Neighbours, I mean, so she died, her character died on Neighbours, and then shortly after she died in real life. You used to watch Neighbours a lot. Just as you guys watch President 7K, I watch Neighbours a lot. Used to be addicted to that show. It was, yeah, back in the day though, it was pretty lit still. For a phase where I was watching a lot of Australian shows back in it. You guys remember a show called Heartbreak High? Heartbreak High. Brandon Lee, back from the dead. It sounds familiar, to be honest. I'm not sure. Let me see, because I feel like it's something that maybe passed my eyes, but I can't remember it right now. Heartbreak High. No, I don't think I do remember this. I don't know, maybe yeah, I don't think I watched this show. I don't know. If I go quiet during the streams because I love this movie. I got you. I understand. I got you. I think Heartbreak High was set in New Zealand. Wait a minute. I think I remember this show actually. Wasn't like, yeah, I think I remember this show. Yes, I did watch it. I did. It was like there was like one of the students fell in love with one of the teachers, and they had like a an affair, and the teacher ended up leaving, and they like eloped or something like that. And then one of them was a boxer. He became a professional boxer in the show, and then his first professional fight ended up getting killed in the ring. Yeah, I remember this show. I remember this show. And then, yeah, one of the girls, I think like his girlfriend was a singer or wanted to be a singer. Yeah, remember that episode? I actually remember one line from that show where like the guy who became a boxer, he was talking to this girl on the beach, and he was saying he made like a compliment or something like that to her, and she said to him, "I bet you say that to all the girls." And then he kind of stops for a moment and he goes, "I'm not a virgin if that's what you mean." I remember that bit. I think it was like the first or second episode. He used to love Heartbreak High. Yeah, I remember that, man. I used to watch it quite a bit, I think. Killed him, raped her. Ooh. This is a quick Google search on Heartbreak High Night Short. It rings a bell. Well, though. Yeah, I remember it came on. I guess when was this actually? 94 to 99. Yeah, I remember it coming on TV. I remember watching. I mean, I guess to be fair, I wasn't watching it all the time, but I remember watching quite a fair amount. Certainly, I think I've watched the first season and maybe parts of the second seasons or other seasons. He can heal. He's no ordinary man. It's like a horror version of Death Wish. He's gonna swallow a bullet. I'm not an expert, but I think swallowing bullets is probably not healthy. Really? He's gonna kill him over that? Well, I mean, yeah. Right, these guys are nuts. I was TV ad back in the day. I used to watch most obscure shows imaginable. Yeah, I think I went for that kind of period as well. Yeah, back here, I think like maybe mid to late 90s. I watched probably when I watched most amount of TV. I'm not saying I would never watch TV after that, but I'll say that's probably my highest TV watching period was around mid to late 90s. Maybe actually no, maybe up until about 2005-ish. So that kind of period was when I watched TV the most. And yeah, just like yourself, just you'd be up late sometimes just watching some mad show. That's when all the gay date adverts start coming on TV. That's when you know you're up late. When you start seeing gay date 50, 50, 50. Was it 0898 50, 50, 50? That's when you know you're up late. You start seeing them adverts like, call me to chat, and we could look for to chat about your love life and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, 0898 50, 50, 50, 45. It always has some number like that. 45, 45, 45. And they'll but yeah, man. But I think the gay day advert was probably the most popular one, or the most memorable one, really, just because like it had like this whole village people crew that would just turn up. You know, like right at the end of the advert, it's have like you got the guy in a shirt, like a work shirt. You got the guy who's dressed like a builder. You got a guy dressed like a fireman. You know, you just got a whole bunch of people all doing like this dance at the end. You can probably find an advert on YouTube by this point, actually, man. You know he's a good guy because the cat likes him. That's how you can tell the cat likes him. Early to mid-90s was when I was unemployed, so I had nothing better to do than just watch TV. What's the name of that dating show, Davina McCall, that used to come on back on Channel 4? Do you think Danny Phil stole his look from this? He probably did, actually. Street Mate. Yeah, I remember Davina McCall. I'm not sure I remember that show, but you know, apparently it's called Street Mate. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. Maybe I saw a little bit of it, but not that I can remember. I remember Blind Date though. Yeah, Street Mate, Davina McCall. That was it. Man, dating shows back in the day compared to dating shows now are wildly different, aren't they? Because there was like blind dates that we had. That was a big one back in like the 80s and I think up until 90s. Surprise, but yeah, still a black, yeah. A Laura laughs. And there was a sort of few similar shows like that. But now it's like what, Love Island, and I've never watched Love Island, but from what I can tell of it, it's nothing like Blind Date. It's not even like regular people anymore, like on Love Island. Like apparently it's all like these, you know, Instagram influencer type people, you know, IG models that get to go on that show. It's not like just regular folk. Like Blind Date was just like ordinary people living ordinary lives. Apparently Love Island is like you find like these like really good looking IG models and put them in a room or a hotel or wherever they put them in. I don't know. I've never watched the show. And wait till one of them shits his pants. I mean, Danny Filth might have stole this guy's look, but actually no. I was about to say this guy stole Sting's look, but I think Sting actually copied him. Why would this guy remember one girl that he killed last year, though? I mean, has he not killed many people? I'm just saying, like, was that the only person he killed that he remembers their name? Really? Or does he actually remember the names of all the people he killed? There's a strange compassion in that, I'm just saying. I thought Blando was a little camp. I miss the sort of black era. I miss the public figures around back then. I hate Smith because the only time I was ever called that was when I was in trouble. Yeah, it's Sam. It's Sam, and until she's saving people at night, then it's meant for B. I don't know if you're gonna murder someone. At least you can do is remember their name. I mean, sure, I'd agree with that, but I'm just saying, it's like, would this guy have killed so many people that would he really remember all their names? Or was that his first kill, maybe? I guess you can remember your first kill. Well, after that, I don't know if you remember everybody's names. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, I guess some killers might remember everybody's names. But if it takes a special type of mind to kill like thousands of people and remember everybody's name. She dead. Don't have to take you away. So who's looking after this kid a year later? Oh, wait, are we about to find out? Oh wait, dollar's a mother, isn't it? That's some crap customer services. As if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. That's from The Raven. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Is he really gonna remember a ring from a year ago, though? Tin, more like pin right now. This is actually the first time I've watched this movie. Okay. And that's bad customer services. You gotta go just... He goes to a shop just to get shot. Right, exactly. I mean, granted, you know, Eric could have been a bit politer about his knocking on the door after they closed up, because I don't know if you ever work in a shop and you got people coming in after you close. It's a bit annoying, right? So I certainly understand the shopkeeper being a bit pissed off that people try to come into his shop when he's closed, but I'm just saying, nicer ways you can handle that. I think this movie might end up in my Wyatt's Trash movie review channel. I've covered been countless movies. Yeah, that's Ernie Hudson rather. He was in Ghostbusters as Winston Zedmore. Okay, I'll kick you. That's alright. I could take a kick in the shin. Man said Jesus Christ in a taxi cab. Like, what? Where does that come from? Man said Jesus Christ in a taxi cab. Like, raw. works in retail. There is nothing worse than people coming right near closing time. Exactly. Is that gasoline I smell? Yeah, shop I used to work in on Tottenham Court Road was a electronics store, like cameras and stuff like that, right? And yeah, maybe 5 minutes or so before closing, right when the shutters are about to come down, you'd always get people just like ducking in under the shutters and walking into the shop. And the thing is, they're not buying anything. They're just coming in because they want to get out the rain or stuff like that. Like, they just want to walk around. And it's like, mate, listen, it's bad enough that you're here after closing. You're not even buying anything, so you're really just wasting everybody's time. Some customers really got on my last nerves, I can't lie. The moment we're about to close, there would be a mad rush. Yeah. They just don't know it yet. I used to work with old people. Sometimes they got on my nurses. Like a sheep herder trying to get customers to get lost. Yeah, we'd be like that. He's like, "Can I help you? Can I help you?" But we're closing now, so you know what I mean. Buy something or get out. Preferably just get out, really. I don't really care if you buy nothing or not. I'm just trying to go home. Vampire. So over apply the lipstick. Used to work at Age Concern as a volunteer. I was actually interesting. Nurse. What you saying? You know what? Nurses just kind of works though. Still, you might have meant to say nerves, but nurses still works. They got on your nurses. I can believe that. I can believe that. The old people got on your nurses. Just fix a moment of silence. And he took a nose full of coke. Well, you know, he's a bad guy. It's like, I think he. Okay, I won't say too much because Jake was watching this for the first time. So let me, but yeah, let me not say too much. Cause I don't want to accidentally spoil stuff. Though to be fair, I really don't remember much about this movie because I watched it once many, many, many years ago. Sometimes. Really? Really? Dude says can't rain all the time, and you're like, oh, Eric? Really? Like, nobody's ever said it can't rain all the time. Like, is that in your entire life? Is Eric the only person who's ever said it can't rain all the time? Really? That's the line. That's. All of them did some. I thought some, not so much. He's found interesting when the war veterans who at age concern told me their experience in the war. Maybe there were some pensioners who were a handful. You tried though. Try to help them. And that's a good thing. Stop looking for stuff for your trash video. That's what you're doing. I'm just saying. Out of all the lines. But hey. Alright. I'll Are you still a pervert if you're dead watching people do it though? Like, I mean, if you're alive and watching people have sex, that's a perverted thing to do. But if you're dead and watching people have sex, are you still a pervert? I feel like that question needs to be answered, really. There's a question and a half. Hey, the Crow's raising up some moral quandaries right now. Can you put me up for the night? If you start recording. I mean, you gotta record it for the movie though. Like, put it on the gram. Hello. So I've seen people do this in movies before. What's the purpose of putting a shower on a dead body? Like, it's not the first movie I've seen. Well, I've seen it in other movies as well. Ah, so he's a good guy. When was this movie made? This is 1994 this came out. Oh wait, he's not dead yet. That's Tony Todd, isn't it? Like, he looks so different in this movie. Holds up pretty well. Yeah, Tony Todd. Yeah, it's got some cool moments. Yeah, I remember watching this, like, I think a couple of years maybe after it came out, I think. So I was quite a handsome dude back then. Was? I think this movie is responsible for turning a lot of teens gothic. It could be, actually. It could be. Don't touch me. You just touched him. Also. Oh, yeah, he is knocking her now. Alright, so the crow thing they were saying in the beginning can bring people back when, was it, they said they're unrested and things are so bad that, you know, they come back to set right what went wrong and that kind of thing. It's like, okay, cool. But then how come he came back then? Oh gosh, I was definitely hot for Eric Draven back in the day. Well, now we got proof. Eric Draven is the the dude, the one in the black coat with the white face paint. Let's see. This guy looks familiar. This long-haired bad guy dude. I mean, I've seen this film before, I know, but he looks like I've seen him somewhere else. Looks like I've seen him in another movie or TV show or something. That's his sister, you know. I need to get a portable aircon unit because right now I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. It's hot right now, isn't it? Well, humid. Yeah. Well, might be hot where you are. Ellis Watson said Eric looks like Vil Valo. I don't know who Vil Valo is, but let's look that up real quick. Ooh. Right in the neck. Velo was a French singer. Yeah, that's kind of look like him actually. I can see that. Singer from him. Oh, right, okay. But yeah, I can see that, you know. If you put some white face paint on, you know, I think that they'd have that very, very similar look. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary. Can't raid all the time. Record gets stuck on that bit, of course. Can't rain all the time. Oh, right. I'm gonna have my fan out all night. Turn off anything heat generating. I'm on it. His album Love Mel used to be my go-to album. I'm gonna have to check him out. So what is it like? We talking thrash metal, death metal? Man got just run over. Are they gonna run someone over and then get mad at them for you hit my car, you know, like raw. Alright. I can believe that actually. Used to go to Gothic gigs back in the day. What the crap? Love a melt, and if I see those two words in the same sentence. You know what? When it comes to heavy metal, like I guess the general image is, you know, like a lot of like violence and devil and demons and that kind of thing, right? And yeah, you know, that's there. But yeah, there are quite a few heavy metal songs that talk about love and girly stuff like that, you know. They exist. They exist. Hello. Speak to me. The whole anxiety still issue. I did go see him a few times though. I saw Corey Taylor live also. Oh, awesome. That's straight out of RoboCop. I know you. We killed you. We killed you. Well, maybe not straight out of RoboCop, but close. More like Raven Cop, I guess. Oh, this ain't gonna end well. RoboCop is a classic. Can't lie, this bit's pretty cool with the Fire Crow. Batman definitely copied that. Well, Daredevil and Batman copied that. So who would win? Eric Draven or Candyman? When you say dark side, do you mean perverted side? Oh wait, I missed this. I guess Mel focuses on the dark side of love. Dark side of the Force. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some may consider unnatural. Unlimited power. I mean, yeah, I get that she's trying, but you gotta understand that she spent years like being a dick to her daughter. She can't just really expect her to just like forget that whole thing and be like, oh yeah, Let me start calling you mum now. Like, come on, these things take time. Candyman. Sam says Candyman. I mean, Candyman's been around for like 100-something years and could enter people's minds or something. It turns up when you look in the mirror and just comes crawling out of things and just like cuts you open and drags you out. So, but then Eric Draven could heal. So, that's a pretty big one. He could heal, self-heal pretty quickly. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I want to say Candyman too, but I'm not sure it'd be an easy fight. It might be a close one. Might be a close one. Take more than eggs. Exactly, some cake too. Do you know what I mean? Some cake. Definitely some biscuits. And donuts. And donuts. Better run down Krispy Kremes. Stop on my mum will shoot is better than Robocop 2. Well, you do need eggs to make cake. Well, yeah, but you know, you mix the eggs with other stuff, not just have them on their own. Robocop 2 was a glorious mess. You know what? Robocop 2, I remember watching when I was real young, maybe teenage years, and really, really enjoyed it, right? But yeah, I watched it again maybe not too long ago. And I mean, yeah, I'll still enjoy it because, you know, nostalgia or whatever. But yeah, you kind of realize later on how poorly put together that film actually is. And it's, yeah, I mean, I think Glorious Mess is a pretty accurate description, actually. I mean, it's got some cool action for sure. Definitely got some cool violence in it. The story kind of barely makes sense. Just barely. But there's so many things in that film where it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what? Perth Mel, closer by 9. Let's close by 9 inch nails. Closer by 9 inch nails, huh? Alright. I might accidentally type that into my web browser. Stop on Mama's Show was cool though. I remember that's what Stallone and yeah, Estelle Getty. But I think in fairness, that's probably not a good comparison with Robocop 2 because they are completely different films. Whereas Stop and Mama's Shoe is a comedy, Robocop 2 is, you know, sort of action, sci-fi. Though you probably could say Stop and My Mama's Shoe is maybe a better comedy than Robocop 2 is a better action sci-fi. That's probably a fair statement. But yeah. Stop and My Mama's Shoe was very forgettable. I guess that's evidenced by the fact that you forgot it. Oh, I know this dude. Oh, you know who that is? Oh, I recognize this dude now. That's Terry Silver. I swear that's Terry Silver. Oh, that is Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3. You forget, but if you remember, that is not forgettable. Clone could even play a straight man effectively. I wish I'd forgotten it. Trust me. I mean, yeah, it was alright. Well, from what I remember of it, I guess I haven't watched that film for a long time now either, but I remember it being alright. I mean, I remember Stallone being a bit whiny in that movie, but I guess that was the character. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not Terry Silver. He looks like Terry Silver though, but it's not Terry Silver. It's not Terry Silver. Thomas Ian Griffith. That's not him. But he looks familiar, man. Maybe that's because he just looks like Terry Silver. Is what I'm thinking. Did you forget until I reminded you? Yeah, thanks. Alright, let me see if I can figure out who this dude is. What's the worst movie you guys have ever seen? Ooh. Worst movie. Citizen Kane. I'm gonna go with Citizen Kane. Gotti. That's a gangster movie, isn't it? With John Travolta playing Gotti. Okay. Jonathan Travey. Human Centipede 2. That made me feel a little sick. god, Human Centipede is a classic movie. Yeah. One man's food is another man's poison, as they say. I've not seen any of the Human Centipede movies. I did see like a clip, and it looks awful. Are we gonna see Eric Draven versus Candyman? Good, let's agree. The first one is boring, the second is gross, and the third is cringe. Twins? What, the Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito movie? Yeah. So awful it was actually good, if that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I'm not sure I would describe Twins that way, but yeah, that statement definitely makes sense, because I can think of a few movies I'll describe like that. I'm not sure if Twins is one of them for me, but yeah, I could definitely think of a few movies I describe like that. So bad it's good. But Twins definitely has some cheesy moments in it, though. Mostly because Arnold Schwarzenegger is a unique type of actor. And the original Batman movie. Oh, you didn't like the original Batman movies? Okay. We spent the 89 Batman movies with Michael Keaton. I thought they were awesome. Like, Batman and Batman Returns, I thought were awesome. After that, they definitely kind of, you know. What the crap? Michael Keaton. That's all she wrote. When it comes to horror, I can't watch anything. I watched some twisted movies, but none made me feel sick like Human Centipede 2 did. Well, that's saying something, isn't it? That's really saying something. Conan Destroyer and Sonya were unwatchable. Conan the Destroyer. Wait, you mean Conan the Wait. No, Conan. Wait a minute. Because Conan the Barbarian. Was Conan Destroyer the sequel? Yeah, Destroyer was sequel. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen Red Sonja. And I'm pretty sure I've seen Conan the Barbarian. I don't think I've seen the Destroyer, actually. I remember watching Red Sonja years ago. I don't remember a lot from it. I mean, I would have been a child when I watched Red Sonja, though, so I don't remember a whole lot. I can't remember what I thought of it, but yeah. I mean, this is what's like a movie with killing. I'm sure I enjoyed it as a child. Raw Deal. I remember actually. I watched that. I think a few years back. With was it Steve? No, something Buscemi. I thought Raw Deal was alright actually. From what I can remember of it. I guess it's been a while since I've seen that now too. But that's one where he plays. He's like a Russian. He's like a Russian cop that comes to America to help with a case or something. Well, no, maybe not. I might be thinking of something else. Maybe not something else. That his Russian accent was non-existent. Had him more Germanic than Russian. Years. I'm gonna check out again. Oh, but Constant Masters. The difference is that it is actually a great movie, but I would agree it's hard. It's a hard watch. Yeah, the thing about Schwarzenegger's accents, like he never really changed his actual voice in his movies. So it was just like however he sounds in real life is just how he sounds in films, and that's how he did it, you know. So they'll say he's Russian or they'll say he's this or whatever, but yeah, his accent would be just how he talks. I don't know if you ever see Hercules in America, Hercules in New York. You know, same sort of thing. It just left his voice, just how he talks in there. Well, it depends which version you see. There is a version where they dubbed him out. Candyman still kidnapping kids. Arnie is Austrian, yeah. I was supposed to watch it, but she won't watch it on her own, so I may have to do one more time. The things you do for your kids. Yeah, Masters was an interesting film. We watched that for movie night some months back, I guess now I think. But yeah, that was an interesting film. Definitely a lot at times. Oh, well, excuse me. Which Masters? You want the French version? Now we've got Winston Zedmore versus Candyman. Recommendation also Overwatch. There gives you my opinion on the movie. Yes, please. She doesn't. I'll stop her. She's 19, so it's fine. It's allowed. Well, she's an adult now. You're not supposed to hit children, but 18 plus, they're adults. So it's like, yeah. She's grown. This film called The House That Jack Built. That's on the disturbing side. Overwatch though. The House That Jack Built. This man's making out with his own sister. Bad Taste. I've seen that. It's a Peter Jackson film. Very, very gory. Yeah, that's Peter Jackson before Lord of the Rings fame. He did Bad Taste, then did another film of kind of a similar style of film. I don't remember what it was called right now, though. Oh, Crow got her in the face. Took her eye out, of course. As you've seen that, wow, it's not very well known. Yeah, it's I mean, that was like late, I don't know, early 90s, I think, or maybe late 80s that came out. But yeah, I remember I see it got recommended to me a while back. Matt Dillon. I remember Matt Dillon. Dead to Alive, that's what it's called. Oh, you got In the Back. I know I watched that back in the day. I'll have to refresh my memory and watch it again. "3 Hours of Pain." No one's. Well, he gone. Kerry, yeah, I remember that. Well, I remember. I haven't seen it for a long time, but yeah, I should refresh my memory on that film. Actually, speaking of refreshing memories, Stephen King. That's yeah. Just disappears. Another thing Batman copied. Well, actually, maybe Batman did it first. Crawl back to his grave. I remember I used to have with a girl in my class who reminded me of the lead actress in Carrie. Carrie without the telekinetic powers. Close, saying all but the telekinetic powers. Oh well. I feel that's probably a good thing. Dead people getting it on. I don't think I've watched a movie from that country in my life. Alex Proyas. And that's The Crow. Oof. Oof, that was The Crow from 1994. Oof, man. You know what? Like I said, I saw that movie years ago, and I kind of remember thinking it was, I don't know. Maybe I enjoyed it a bit more now than I did before. Maybe, just maybe. But yeah, no, it's got some cool parts in it, though. I like some of the lines, some of the quotes, really cool. And I like some of the, the violence, of course, just because, I like violence in movies. I'm that guy. But yeah, I'll say, what's the title of the movie? It's called The Crow. The Crow. Oh wait, it might be talking about something else. Sorry, my bad. I might have answered the wrong question. They might as well. You're alive and we are here, so we ain't getting anything. Right. Jacob, that movie is bad in most places. This movie is actually a cult classic. Oh, I don't doubt that. They made like 4, I think, of these films. 3 or 4. I know they made a few, maybe not 4, but they made a few. I know there was a bunch of sequels, which I've not seen, but apparently people who have seen them don't like them very much. So there is that. But yeah, it's cool watching some movies again sometimes. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. A Serbian film. Yeah, I believe I've heard of that film. A Serbian film, yeah, from 2010, rated NC-17. An Asian porn star agrees to participate in an art film in order to make a clean break from the business, only to discover that he has been drafted into making a pedophile and necrophilia themed snuff film. Yeesh. I can already see why that film is being banned in a lot of places. Yeesh. Yeesh. That was the movie. Oh yeah, Clockwork Orange. Yeah, I saw that a while back. Ugh. Let me come over to this screen. Oof. Sorry, Haze, could you read the description again? You want me to read that again? Alright. Alright, this is from the movie database, a Serbian film. And the synopsis, I guess. An Asian, oh, you know what, let me come over here because the microphone's probably not even picking up. An Asian porn star agrees to participate in an art film to make a clean break from the business, only to discover that he has been drafted into making a pedophilia and necrophilia themed snuff film. So he's an Asian porn star. He wants to get away from being a porn star, so he agrees to do this art film. Turns out it's a pedophile and necrophilia themed snuff movie that he's got involved with. So yeah, I could see why that film got banned. I could see why that film got banned. Just from reading that, I'm like, yep, I can see why that film got banned. I don't need to know no more. You told me that got banned in most places. I'm like, yep, I can see why. If that's what the film is about, I can see why. I think I'll give that movie a miss. Right, do you know what I mean? Just, yeesh. Yeesh. That sounds a bit, sounds like a lot of, I don't think so, you know? I mean, I appreciate art and that sometimes arts can be disturbing and arts can make you uncomfortable, and sometimes arts has to tackle really disturbing, tough things to watch, and I understand that, but at the same time, I don't have to see everything. You know what I mean? I don't have to see everything. It could exist, doesn't mean I have to experience it. Can't watch nothing involving pedos. Or necrophilia. I mean, I would assume that it's not actual children in the film. You know, it's probably like, you know, adult women that just happen to look young. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes people who are like 25, but their body looks like a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? I would assume that's what they've done. That being said, it's still a depiction of pedophilia or necrophilia. They're not going to use actual dead people, but it's still a depiction of it and the image they're creating. And although there's the it's not real aspect to it, which, you know, that's a fair argument, it still could be like, It's like this game I came across where it just got you to do some horrible things, and part of my brain is like, look, it's just a game, but then other part of me is like, oh, I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want to play this game. It's just a game, sure. It's just, they're not real people, sure. It's just digital images, sure. But it just got a bit much. I'm like, you know what? I can do without this. I don't I don't need to play this. I find it nauseating. It's the only one I don't think I could sit through. It's not a child, it's a baby also. That's the reason I've not. Oh, it's a even. Oof. It's a bait. I mean, that you can't even get like a adult to pretend it's a baby. You can't. That's a unless it's like a toy or something. I don't you know, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't, whatever they did, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know what they did. I don't want to know. Can we change this? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Should that movie get you demonetized? Well, yeah. So anyway, The Crow, right? The Crow, that was an interesting film. That was a I think I enjoyed it more watching it now more than I did the first time I watched it. I mean, the first time I watched it, I didn't hate the film, by the way. I thought it was, like I said, delightfully terrible. I mean, I didn't hate the film, but I remember thinking that it was just kind of like, you know, it was just, But, you know, I definitely like the concept of this idea that this crow brings somebody back to life to avenge the death of themselves and, you know, their partner and that kind of thing. I think that that's a really cool concept for a film. Yeah, moving on. Right. But yeah, I think I enjoyed it more watching it now than I did way back in the times whenever I watched it for the first time. But yeah. Very gothic. Very gothic. Yeah. Next one's okay. There is a sequel to The Crow. One of them has Edward Furlong. Yeah, Edward Furlong, who was in Terminator 2 as John Connor. Apparently, those ones aren't too good though, from what I hear. They went like straight to DVD or straight to video or something. Oh, apparently The Crow's being remade, actually. The Crow is being remade with Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs. Okay. Bill Skarsgård as Eric Draven. It doesn't say who FKA Twigs is going to play, but maybe Shelby? Was it Shelly Webster? Shelly, yeah. It doesn't say, but I'm assuming maybe Shelly. Y'all listen to FKA Twigs? I listen to FKA Twigs. I like her music. Isn't he akin to? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Those ones you can trash. Cool. I can trash the sequels, but not the original. But that guy, the one you play, is it Top Dollar? He looks so familiar, man. Like I feel like I see him in another movie. But I'm not sure because I looked up his Michael Wincott. I looked him up in the movie Disabyss, and I'm not sure he's in anything else that I've seen, or at least nothing that's kind of spring. Oh, he was in 24. That might have been it. He was in a bunch of episodes of 24, so maybe that's where I'm recognizing him from. born on the 4th of July. I guess he's like, I have seen him in places, but yeah. American History X, oh yes. I think they caught lightning in a bottle when they made the first Crow. It's how it goes sometimes, though, isn't it? You make a film and you kind of knock it out of the park, or you do really well and everybody loves it, or at least most people love it. And then the inevitable sequel comes, and what tends to happen is that it's either made by, especially back in the day, maybe not so much now, I think they take more care with it now, but, excuse me, yeah, back in the day you just get a bunch of people who really just want to cash in on the popularity of it and just write something that, you know, kind of lacks any kind of heart or soul. And yeah. Let me see here. What we got here? I'm looking for the connections. There we go, movie connections. So there are 4 Crow movies in total. Well, about to be 5 with a remake, but oh wait, no, it was remade already. Actually, let's see here. So there's the Crow City of Angels, the Crow Salvation, and the Crow Wicked Prayer. Then it was remade as Wings of the Crow in 2000, which was the same year the Crow Salvation came out. Sorry, I should see it here actually. So yeah, the Crow Salvation came out 2000. Then it was also remade as Wings of Crow, also 2000. There was an Indian version of the film called Hatya, The Murder. That was in 2004. And then The Crow. This is the one with Bill Skarsgård that's due out whenever that's due out. Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs. Is actually my favorite actor. He's a good actor, Edward Norton, actually. Really good actor. Probably up there with the best of them. I think everyone is great in that movie. And you understand, but he is kind of stood out. Yeah, I think like that is probably one of his defining roles as an actor. You know, I think when you think of like Edward Norton movies, that's definitely one of the ones that come to mind. I mean, he's done loads of great films, but a lot of his films, I think, to be fair, probably didn't do that well, like in terms of the commercial success. So though they're great films, you know, you might not know about them, but then of course he's got a few like Fight Club, American History X, they stand out. He was in Birdman, which is really good, actually, by the way, if you've not seen Birdman. But yeah, he's done a lot of great films. It's just, yeah, many of them either, I won't say they didn't do well. I think that's probably unfair, but they're just not necessarily popular films, you know what I mean? Like, they're not all the big budget Hollywood movies. That's why you generally don't always hear his name around as much. But he does a lot. He does a lot. "25th Hour" is a really good film if you've not seen that. Fight Club, yeah, of course. Rounders, which again probably wasn't super popular, but great film. "25th Hour," yeah. Just mention that as well. Fight Club is awesome. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. The score. Is that another Norton movie as well? I don't think I... Oh, here you go. Yeah, the score. I don't think I've seen this one, though. Oh, De Niro's in this. De Niro. How Fair is another great Ed Norton film. You think Edward Norton is related to Graham Norton? I mean, it's not impossible, right? The Illusionists. He was amazing in Brahma Fair, and I usually guess those films, but the twist at the end I didn't see coming. I must have checked that out then. I ain't seen Illusionist either. Nor have I seen The Primal Fear. You can tell I'm a fan. It's listed up a bunch of his movies. But hey man, it's all good. If you're going to be a fan of an actor, Edward Norton's a good one to be a fan of. He's done some great films for sure. Done many great films. And you know, maybe a few stinkers along the way as well, but hey. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break for maybe about 5-ish minutes, and if you guys want to stick around, we can talk some more, talk a little more about some movies, about The Crow, about some other stuff, whatever you want to talk about. It's all good. Richard Gears, okay. Who's your guys' favorite actors or actresses? Okay, that's a question to think about while I'm on my little break. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little break. Then yeah, if you want to stick around and talk some more, we can do that. We can do that. I'm good for that. If you're good for that, we can do that. But yeah, give me about 5 minutes, and yeah, see y'all in a little bit. If I can even find the right button. There you go. gonna learn today. Thanks for sticking around. For those who stuck around, thanks for joining. For those who have joined, I see Sandra Bullock. I see Jack Nicholson. Okay, yeah, some good choices. You know, maybe some good choices for favorite actors and actresses. Let's see. If I had to pick a favorite actress, I'll go old school, very old school, with an actor called James Stewart, who was around in the 40s, I think 50s. But yeah, he did a lot of great films back then. So I'll go with that guy. James Stewart is my favorite actor. Favorite actress? Oof. I don't know. Whoever's got the biggest boobs, really. It's my toxic answer. I think I'll probably go with Meryl Streep as my favorite actress. Actually, probably go with Meryl Streep off the top of my head. We're talking about more modern actors and actresses, though, like people who are more, say, more active in the movies today. I don't know, man. I think it's a much harder choice because, like, you don't really have that many movie stars anymore. You know, like back in the day, you had movie stars. And don't get me wrong, they're still movie stars. They do still exist, but not really in the same way. Like the few movie stars we have now are maybe like The Rock, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise, Will Smith. You know, maybe like and you know, Tom Cruise and Will Smith are more on the older side of it, but yeah, you don't really have that many actual movie stars anymore. You have a lot of people who have been in big movies and have made their name from some big movies. But in terms of being a movie star, like there's really not that many. Like, for example, what I mean really is like someone like The Rock. People go to see a movie because The Rock is in it. You know, like it may be a terrible film, it may be something that they're not really that interested in, but if you put The Rock in a film, you are almost guaranteed a successful or financially successful movie, right? It's same with like, you know, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, DiCaprio. Like you put them in a movie in a starring role and you're about as close to a guaranteed hit movie as you can get, right? A lot of other actors now is like they're famous because the movie series that is famous, because it's Marvel, because it's DC, because it's Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And that's not to say that they're not good at their job. Of course, they're good at what they do. But bottom line is, when you go to see that film, you're not going because of the actor. You're going because it's a series that you're interested in, because it's related to this much bigger thing. So yeah, you don't really have that many movie stars anymore. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. It just means that when you look at, say, favorite actors and you think about, okay, put this person in a movie and I'll go see that movie. You know, there's not really that many people to really pick from, you know. Death Becomes, oh yeah, I remember that movie with Goldie Hawn and yeah. Meryl Streep's in it as well, isn't she? I swear Meryl Streep's in that movie as well. I ain't seen it for a long time though. Yeah, Meryl Streep, the best actress in the world ever. Meryl Streep is such a good actress. You could cast her as Michelle Obama and nobody would know. Nobody even notice. She's that good an actress. As good as it gets, the plot is awesome. It gets another good one. Yeah, it's Indeed. Movie stars back in the day seemed more glamorous and mysterious. Well, going back to like the sort of 40s and 50s Hollywood, you had a lot, well, I say a lot, but you definitely had like a good number of, say, egotistical actors. And you get that now, of course, right? But back then it was very prevalent as somewhat the norm to be super egotistical. But that was like, you know, old Hollywood, like classic Hollywood, where, you know, you had stars like, who am I thinking of now? Can't even think of any names right now, but yeah. It was very much that, that I'm a movie star era. And everyone is beneath me, that kind of attitude that was very prevalent. These movie stars are not as mysterious because of social media. Yep. Cary Grant, yes, another old school actor. Cary Grant later in his career was given a movie role. I forget which movie it's for, but he was given a movie role where he was supposed to be the lead of the film, and you know, he gets the girl at the end, that sort of thing. But this is like later in his career when I think that he was in his sort of 60s, I think at this point, like 50s or 60s or something like that. And he turned it down. Well, he did turn the movie, but he turned down the role. And he said, look, at my age, nobody wants to see the old guy get the girl. So he turned down the lead role of the film, even though it was offered to him, and it went to another actor, a younger actor. But I'll tell you a story about Meryl Streep, and this is amongst the reasons why I would put her as my favorite actress, is that she did a film called The Deer Hunter. This was like 1977, 78, around about then, late 70s, with Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro as the lead. Meryl Streep was in the movie, and another actor who's in the film called Michael. Boy, let me not butcher the name because it would be super disrespectful if I get this name wrong. Here we go. It's 1978. 1978. Yeah, John Cazale. That was it. Sorry, my bad. John Cazale, another actor in that movie called John Cazale. Yeah, Christopher Walken as well. Yeah. Now, John Cazale didn't do many films in his career, but pretty much every film he's in is a masterpiece. So he's an actor to look out for, or look up rather, I should say. He died. But yeah, 1978 or whenever they're filming The Deer Hunter, I guess would have been late 70s. John Cazale had cancer, right? And his cancer was progressing pretty badly. So much so that the filmmakers were going to cut him out of the film because the insurance and would he even make it through the film, this, that, and the other. So they were going to cut him out of the film and, you know, replace him. Meryl Streep was dating John Cazale at the time. And John Cazale, though he's done, you know, some movies, you know, he's not the big star, right? He's not the draw of the film. And to be fair, neither was Meryl Streep. She's not the star of the movie, but she is a big name, right? And so, yeah, she's dating him at the time. And he said, look, if you take him out of this film, I'm leaving. And then not only that, I think Robert De Niro kind of got behind it as well. And they all kind of banded together and said, yeah, he doesn't want to, John Cazale still wants to do this film. And he wants to do it. We want him to be in it. And if you don't, then yeah, we're out. So what they did is that they didn't fire him for the film. They kept him in the film, but they shot all his scenes first. all of his scenes were done earlier on in production. And then even though the bits that are later in the film, they're all shot early in production because, like, yeah, he was dying of cancer. He managed to shoot all his scenes, and then he passed away, and then it completed the film as it normally would. But yeah, it was her just saying, "Look, I'm willing to walk away from this, to make sure that this person gets to die doing the thing that he loves doing." And when I heard that story, I was like, yeah, that's an awesome thing to do, because I don't know how many people would do that, you know, even if whether you're dating them or not. I don't know how many people would do that, you know, use their kind of celebrity to make sure an actor who, again, he's done some great films, but again, he's not the big star. They could have cut him out, and it probably would have been like, to say the logical thing to do is cut him out and get someone who's healthier. But to use your fame and say, you know, I will walk away from this film if he's not in it, and then for this person that you care about to die doing something he loves doing. So I was like, yeah, Meryl Streep. Do you remember that Russian roulette scene? Oh, that nearly lost me. You know what? I've not seen this movie for a long time. I should probably, that's another film I probably need to refresh my memory on as well, because I've not seen this for a long time. I don't remember that scene specifically. In fact, no, wait. I think I do now. I just seen like a little clip image thing pop up. I think I do remember that scene. Yes, of course. Yeah, that was, yes, I remember that scene. I remember that scene. I still need to refresh my memory on the film, but yeah, I remember that scene. Hey, what's the actor's name you're talking about? Oh, John Cazale. Let me get him on screen, actually. Put him on screen so y'all can see him. But yeah, that's the actor, John Cazale, 1935 to 1978. So he didn't appear in many films, but the films he did do were pretty damn good. So yeah, Deer Hunter. He was in Dog Day Afternoon, The Godfather Part 2, and well, Godfather and Godfather Part 2. The Conversation, I've not seen that. And I guess I haven't seen NYPD or whatever. So out of the ones I've seen, at least anyway, out of the movies I've seen, he's done some pretty damn good movies. So yeah, The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Deer Hunter. And The Conversation I've not seen, so perhaps I should watch that as well. But yeah, John Cazale is the actor I was talking about. Did a Slipknot vid today. Nice. She is a diamond for that, for real. Which one out? Yeah, it's just cool we hear stories like that where people aren't just like, well, I'm in the movie, whatever, you know. And I'm sure she knew at the time that, yeah, the smart thing would have been to cut him out of the film and replace him, let him deal with his health issues. But when it's like, you know, it's something that he really wants to do, and it's like willing to walk away from a project and be like, hey, if that's what it takes. Very good, because music vids tend to get blocked. I'm not familiar with John Cazale. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, because he's not a famous name. I mean, he's like I say, he's been in some big movies and some really good movies, but ultimately he's not a big name. He wasn't like a, you know, he's not like the big draw of the act. When you go to see a movie, even back then, it wasn't like, hey, John Cazale's in the movie. It wasn't like that. At least I don't think it was anyway. But yeah, dude was in The Godfather as Fredo. He was in Dog Day Afternoon as Sal. Dog Day Afternoon, I don't know if you've seen that, but that's a great film. That's with Al Pacino as well. Attica. That's that one. And yeah, and The Deer Hunter. So yeah, he didn't do many films, but he did some great ones. Yeah, I'm thinking that I might drop a. Cause I haven't done like a song reaction video for a long time now. I was thinking I might do some again, but I don't know. Here's the thing though, like real talk. I like reaction videos. I think they're a really cool way of expressing yourself through watching somebody else's art and expressing the ideas that it brings to you. And that's awesome to me because like creativity is pretty much my biggest passion when it comes down to it. So watching something and expressing like your kind of thoughts and feelings on that thing is a really cool thing. So I like reaction videos. But there's a lot of stuff about reaction videos that I don't like. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that I don't like. So I've been kind of like, but yeah, I've been thinking about if I do another one, how would I do it in a way that ideally means that I get to do what get to do a video in the way that I want to do it without. I mean, and this could be we'll see, but without inviting a whole bunch of entitled arseholes that jump in the comment section, and it gets a bit much. It gets a bit much, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking of some ways of where it could be done, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I do like me some Slipknot. I know Amy was the dude who played for. Yes. You should still watch the Devil and I video. No upload. It's a great film. He was very under. Yeah, I agree. Never heard it before till today. I wasn't really sure what it was about though. It sounds great song though. I enjoyed the song. I didn't realize he was dying during the film Day Hunter. Yeah. Was dying of cancer during that film. So all his scenes when he appears at the end, I think he's in the last scenes in the film, but yeah, all of those were shot earlier on. So he's not in the whole film. I mean, you've seen him, so you know he's not in the whole film. I think he's in a few scenes in the beginning and a few scenes at the end. But it's been a while since I've seen that movie, so I might be misremembering. Some new stuff coming out soon. Yeah, I think they're working on a new album, aren't they? And yeah, I did check out Annette. Did listen to that song? What's it called? That by Beautiful. Their diss track, Nightwish diss track. Yeah, I checked that out. It's alright. It's pretty cool. Heavy rock. I like it. I can dig it. For real. Somebody dropped a request on one of my videos to do a reaction to a Tool song called The Grudge. And I'm somewhat familiar with Tool. You know, I've listened to a bunch of their stuff, but I guess to be fair, I've never paid a whole lot of attention to them. So, I don't know, man. I might do this. I might. I think if I do it, though, if I do another, reaction video, I feel like it almost certainly won't be a traditional reaction video. You know, it won't be a traditional reaction video. It might be. I think it'd have to be something a bit different, and almost certainly not going to put the word reaction in the title because, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe no matter what you do, you're just going to invite a bunch of arseholes anyway. Maybe that's just how life is. We'll see. Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah, he stayed behind, and I don't remember the story exactly, but yeah, he stayed behind, and then when he comes back, it's like, welcome back, brother. Anytime now. Ooh, soon. Well, potentially soon. Potentially soon. Done with Nightwish. I'm gonna do more Slipknot and that kind of thing. I mean, Nightwish is similar vein to Slipknot, so I mean, if you're gonna do that kind of thing, I'm just saying that would include Nightwish. In fact, yeah, Nightwish I'd say are pretty similar to Slipknot in terms of their. I mean, Slipknot are definitely heavier, and for the most part, I'd say Slipknot are definitely heavier. But in terms of like the way they do their songs, a lot of their singing styles are quite similar, especially like Corey being very what's the word? Has a lot of variety in his voice. And I think that's very similar to what Nightwish do at times, where some of their songs could be very kind of almost operatic sounding, and then others could be more kind of like really sort of fresh. What's the word? Growl? No, that's not it. But yeah, that. I did Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre ain't nothing but a J5 from Second Channel. I was asking about the Nightwish. This is. Oh, sure. I liked it when Corey was dissing MGK. That made me laugh. Did Corey diss MGK? Because I know MGK said something about him, but Corey's response was more like, "Hey, this is what happened." But did he actually diss him in a song? That seems out of. Well, I don't know if I should say it's out of character. I don't know the dude, but yeah, that seems like surprising move, I'd say, if he actually dissed him in a song. Yeah, Alan does reaction vids. Does a lot of reaction vids. He's got a bunch of channels. I think he's got 3 channels, right? Is that right? I think he's got 3 channels now. But yeah, if you want to check out some of his react vids, he's got a channel called Old School Hip Hop as well. So yeah, man, check it out. See what you think. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Old school hip hop, that's definitely my thing. Yeah, I should check out that channel from AE. Talks about some of the old school stuff. You just might find it interesting. And if you do, then give it a sub. Give it a like. We made a comment about artists who fell on one genre, then go to another. He didn't name him. Ah, I see. And then he did what he did. Ah, I see. I see. I mean, there are artists who don't do so well in one genre, then move to another. I don't know if that applies to MGK though, to be fair, because he didn't really fail at hip hop. You know, he got dissed and ran away. Like, he got cussed out by Eminem and then ran away. He didn't fail. He was doing pretty well in the hip hop world, in the rap world. I mean, he wasn't the big rap star or nothing, but you know, he had his fan base and he was putting out consistently music ready consistently that people were vibing to and enjoying. So I don't think that would I can't even talk right now. Yeah, I don't think that comment really applies to MGK, but hey, if the shoe fits. Hold on a second. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a little moderating. There we go. Do a little moderating. There we go. But yeah, I guess it's one of those things where somebody says something, and maybe they're not talking about you. It doesn't necessarily apply to you, but maybe part of your brain is kind of thinking like, he's talking about me, isn't he? He's talking about me, isn't he? And you just can't get over yourself. It's always fun. Hey, just something you gotta deal with. Just something you got to deal with from time to time. It's all good. I don't mind spam. I mean, I guess I do because I don't eat it, but I don't eat. Come on. Where's my flowers? But yeah, we see how I is feeling. Hey, spam. I'm a vegetarian. How long you been vegetarian? Or was that just meant as a joke and not supposed to be taken too seriously? My bad, sorry. Actually went vegan for a while. 2 years, okay, nice. I actually went vegan for a while, but it got too hard for me, so I had to stop. And the thing is, it's like, it wasn't so much that, you know, you got to give up meat and that whole thing. I was fine with that. I even managed to give up, you know, cheesecake, and I was fine with that. But the thing that made being a vegan really hard for me was the bit where you have to tell somebody every 10 minutes that you're a vegan. Actually don't miss meat. Okay. You know what, to be fair, like, I do eat meat, but I probably don't eat as much meat now as I used to. So yeah, I think I get that when people just give it up altogether, like, actually I don't miss it. I think it's one of these things where you think you'd miss it, but when you actually pull it down for a while, even I mean, I actually did go vegan for a short while, for about a month. More of like a challenge rather than a thing. But yeah, even then, it was like, honestly, not eating meat really wasn't the hard part. It really wasn't the thing. It was like, if I wanted to, like if I really wanted to, I could probably never eat meat again. But yeah, I don't particularly want to do that. So there is that. But yeah, I don't believe I eat as much meat now as I used to back in the day. I've definitely cut down on the amount of meat that I eat these days. Yes, that's right about vegetarian range. Yeah, a lot of places, a lot of choices. My main channel is called Alan Evans, and my second channel is called Old School Hip Hop. Hip Hop, Hip Hop. Check it out. Check it out. What's it all about? What's it all about? Let's turn this motherfucker party out. Bum, 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 bum. I could have given up all meat apart from chicken. I do enjoy me some. Oh, chicken is nice though. Can't lie. Can't lie. Get a nice juicy chicken. Ooh. Ooh. Whenever I go to someone's house for dinner, I try not to be too picky. I will eat fish if I have to. Okay. It's a last resort. There actually is a diet called pescatarian, where it's, you know, mostly vegetarian, but with the exception of fish. So yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing where you'd be mostly vegetarian, but you'd still eat fish. But I guess in your case, you generally don't eat fish either, just only if you feel like you have to, or if it's like the only choice or something, but not that you actually go out to buy fish to eat. Chicken and chips is everything. You know, the thing about chicken and chips is that it's basic, right? In terms of like, you could get it anywhere and it's relatively easy to prepare, right? But still, sometimes the simple meals are the good meals. You know, sometimes the simple ones are the good ones. I never got to buy fish. Bum, 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 bum. Oof, oof, oof. It is hotter than a mofo. Oof. Fish, absolutely have to. What is your favorite vegetarian meal? Like on those days where you feel like something a bit naughty, right? You feel like having something a bit naughty. You know, what is your favorite vegetarian sort of cheat meal for that? You know, on them days where you're like, yeah, I just want to get down and dirty. What's your favorite vegetarian cheat meal? I got cheeseburger, chips for tea. I just didn't feel like cooking today. I don't know, Alex. I mean, I wouldn't know, right? Granted, but from the way you talk about cheeseburgers, it sounds like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, because then again, I'm not there, and maybe, but it sounds like you eat cheeseburgers quite a lot. And if that is the case, you might want to slow down on those. You might want to slow down on those. Because it sounds like you're having those on a pretty regular basis, and that might not be a good thing, you know? I mean, it's good to have burgers every now and then. I'm all for it, you know what I mean? Have your burgers, have your chicken, fried, all of that. Cakes, you know, sweets. It's good to have that once in a while. But, you know, once in a while. And right, that sounds like yours is a little bit more than once in a while. But hey, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But if it is, then maybe you might want to slow down on that. I'm just saying, you might want to slow down on that. You gotta take care of yourself. I draw the line at fish, though. Great question. Vegetarian lasagna, curly fry. Ooh, I've tried that actually. I've tried that, and yeah, good choice. Good choice. That's a great vegetarian burger. Oh, you know what? Yes. I mean, I haven't tried it, but yeah, I keep meaning to because I've heard that they do. They call it the Impossible Burger, I think, or something like that. And I've tried like the McDonald's one, which is okay. I feel like McDonald's was a bit too dry though, to be honest. And then the KFC one was pretty okay, but again, you know, it was a bit too dry. No, actually, no. That one had a little bit of mayo, like vegan mayo on it, but it not. Maybe not dry is the right word for the KFC one. Maybe it's more. It felt a bit too plain. I think that was it. It just felt a bit too plain. But yeah, apparently the Burger King one is pretty damn good. So I need to try that one at some point. I might start my own channel, trying out different vegetarian fast foods. Hey, that's a good idea. Be careful though, because boy, it might be vegetarian, but it's still unhealthy. You know what I mean? If it's fast food, it's still unhealthy. So it's a good idea for a channel, but yeah, definitely be careful with that because they'll end up having heart attacks trying to promote vegetarian food, and you end up having a heart attack. It might not be a good look. You know what I mean? It might not be a good look. So good idea, but definitely be careful with it. In fact, you know what? I always thought this would be a good idea for a channel, and mate, I'm just putting it out there. You know, just for someone who might want to try it. But I've always thought it'd be a good idea to have a channel that does something like, say, vegetarian fast foods, or even just fast foods in general, but not just talk about food, but also talk about like exercising as well. Because like, there's so many channels out there that have that about food and eating and this and that, which is cool, but as far as I know, I don't think any of them also. I mean, there's lots of channels about exercising as well, and exercise channels tend to talk about food from a more healthy kind of standpoint, where they might say, "Here's a easy way to make a healthy meal," that sort of thing. But I feel like it could be a good idea to have a channel that shows like fast foods, unhealthy foods, and eating them, but also how you can eat them and still maintain a good healthy lifestyle, and talk about exercising as well. So I'm just putting it out there as a thing. I don't mind if somebody steals that idea, because I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So if somebody wants to steal that idea, I personally think it's a good idea. But yeah, somebody who's maybe more inclined to talk about exercising a whole lot more than I am. Pineapple and pizza, nice. Oh, the Impossible Burger is unbelievable. Oh, mate. McDonald's one, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the patty bit was okay, but yeah, it was yeah. I have to spend extra time at the gym to balance it out for real. Feel the burn. You are what you eat, and I eat far too much crap to be fair. Most days I eat once main meal and a small snack. Pizza Hut vegetarian sizzler. I bet Pizza Hut do some nice vegetarian pizzas actually. They got some nice vegetarian pizzas. You are what you eat, huh? No, I'll just leave that there. Oh. I don't eat that much. Only now and again. I mostly eat curries or roast dinners. Okay, cool. Well, to be fair, probably be careful with the curries as well. Curries are good. But yeah. Actually, it might depend on what you put in the curries, actually. Gotta watch that salt level as well. Need to cook more, become too lazy. Oof. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm glad Sam gets my jokes, even though I didn't even say the joke. Just and you knew what I meant. I'm in good company. Cook more, can't afford to eat out. Hey, sometimes money makes decisions for you, huh? I get that. I get that. Roast dinner. Calling something a nutritious diet. Actually, I think you find that's hamburgers. And if you got that reference, or rather, that's not, well, that made no sense. If you know what I'm referring to, drop in the comments. Hamburgers, the cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast. Yeah, I think Jacob knows what I'm talking about. I think Jacob knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, that's the one. Mind if I have a sip of your beverage to wash this down? You're right, exactly. Ooh. Oof. Oof. It's getting hot in here, but YouTube won't allow me to take off all my clothes. I am getting so hot. Excuse me. All right. That yawn, I think, means it might be time to start winding down. It is 10:30, and we've been streaming for almost 3.5 hours. So yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. By the way, I'm probably have to do this a lot, I'm sure, but my name's not Kevin. my name's not Kevin. Only Sam calls me that, but that's not my name. That's not my name. I'm probably gonna have to explain that to every person that comes to the chat. But yeah, that's not my name. It's I guess you could call it an inside joke of sorts. But yeah, that's not my name. But I've been on YouTube for a while. I mean, I would say my first YouTube channel I started in the very, very early days of YouTube, so like maybe 2006, 7, 8, round about then. But it wasn't like a regular thing. It was just, you know, because you have a YouTube channel. It was back then, so you start a YouTube channel and you post random videos, and that was pretty much it, right? That's what YouTube was back then. But in terms of, say, being more consistent with YouTube, I think that was around 2012-ish, when I first started becoming more consistent with YouTube and trying to be regular with it and that sort of thing. But yeah, only Sam has the Kev privileges. Only Sam. I feel if I grant that to too many people, it'd be a problem. It's already a problem, by the way, but it'd be a much bigger problem. So like, only Sam gets a privilege. Only Sam. But yeah, my name's Boomy, which is, I think we spelled it for you actually. We spelled it for you because it's not a name you might come across very often, but that is my name, or rather, that's actually my middle name. My first name is something else, which I don't use because I'm just not used to hearing it. Like from my whole life, I've always been called Boomy, so that's what I'm used to. So that's what I go by. That's what people call me. Except Sam, by the way. That's what people call me, except Sam. But yeah, that is my name, Boomy. What's your thoughts on development of the platform? Oh, I've got a lot of thoughts on that, but let me block this person real quick. Go do some more moderating. Remove, put user in timeout. Reports. There we go. There we go. Taking care of that. No, yes, that's right. Yeah, Nigerian. British-born Nigerian. So yeah, my family came over in the 70s and had us little rugrats. Well, all except my oldest brother, who's actually born in Nigeria. But the rest of us are over here. But yeah, Nigerian is correct. That is exactly correct. Yoruba, to be more specific. You want to go on the chat box? Always be careful. No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm about to log off, but I could drop a few thoughts on YouTube real quick. So yeah, YouTube way back in the day was very different. Like I said, it was like lots of random videos, you know, vlog type videos, a lot of like one person, one camera type videos. There was no monetization. That wasn't even a thought back then. And the most popular channels, you know, nobody had 1 million subscribers at that point. Like, you know, I think the most popular channels were in like maybe a few thousand subscribers. So the thought of 1 million subscribers was like, whoa, you know. But yeah, I think from about 2010 onwards is when YouTube started to become more, say, of a business for people, where I think the monetization came about around about that time, but it was only limited to a few people. You had to be part of a program, and you had to, and then after that, it became open to pretty much everybody. Right now, it isn't, because they've realized that was a mistake, right? So it's kind of dialed it back a bit. But yeah, YouTube's changed a lot. Like, from they used to be able to do customization on your channel where you had like different artwork. You can't do it no more. You used to be able to do like direct video replies, like reply to a video with your video. You can't do it no more. You used to have a 5-star rating system rather than just a like or dislike. So that's changed. And you know, some changes were for the better, to be fair. Some of the changes, not so much. The reply girl era, that was an interesting time. So the reply girls were, so this is back when you could reply to a video with your video, and that's when the reply girls became really, really popular. So what they would do is find a popular video and reply to it with their own video, but their video would have almost nothing to do with the video they're replying to, right? They would just be talking for like a minute or whatever about some random thing that's nothing related to the video they're replying to. And what would happen, they'll end up getting popular because, one, they're replying to a popular video, two, because the title would be the same as a popular video, so it show up in the recommended section, and this is before you can have custom thumbnails as well, by the way. So the thumbnail that you'd see was just whatever middle frame was in your video, and throughout the video the girl would be wearing, say, a very low cut top, right? And the camera be positioned so that you'd see very clearly she's wearing a very low cut top. and that would be, you know, in the thumbnail, because that'd be the whole 1 minute video. So that would be what shows up. So not only does it get recommended because of it's got the same title as this popular video, it's getting clicked on because, let's be honest, horny boys, right? And yeah, you'd watch it, and on whatever they're talking about would almost have nothing to do with the actual video they're replying to. And a lot of them became very popular doing that. Became very popular, but it was an annoying thing because, like I say, it had nothing to do with the video, and it just kind of popped up. But I mean, let's keep it real. As much as people complained about the reply girls, let's keep it real. They got popular because people clicked on those videos. Bottom line is, you knew what it was about. You knew, especially once you've seen one or two, you knew whatever they're going to talk about is going to be nothing to do with the video they're replying to. You knew that. You knew it's going to be 1 minute of some girl rambling while you stared at her tits. That's what it was. And that's why people clicked on it. But nobody wants to admit that part, right? So they just want to talk about, oh, the reply girls are so annoying. We need to get rid of the reply girls. Let's keep it all the way real. The reason they got popular, or at least a big part of the reason they got popular, horny boys wanted to see tits. Horny boys wanted to see tits. That's it. Well, not only it, but a big part of it. But anyway. My parents are Jamaican. I was born in South London. Second generation. South. But if you're from South London, then I'm gonna be talking like Wagwan my G. Wagwan my G. What do you say, yeah? Wagwan with the man them, yeah? Wagwan with the man them. I should be talking like that more. You call me Karen on purpose. I did not call you Karen on purpose. Come on now. I mean, maybe accidentally on purpose, but I didn't do it on purpose. People like feet, so if you want to start a channel, don't show feet. You want to show my feet. And this episode was on purpose because I had the telling stories. Yeah, YouTube there's a video about my feet. Last message. Actually more cockney sounding. Okay. Alright then, governor. I do me old governor. I don't know what to say that then. Don't forget the time you got you pregnant online. Well, yeah, there was that. He was actually near my manor. He was in Happy Word, right? Yeah. Okay. Nice one. Yeah, it's not too far from there. I was not too far from little Jake's. From little Jacob's ends. But yeah, I had a poem, I have a poem about feet from years ago. YouTube didn't like it very much, I guess. Told me it's for adults only. Yeah, I know Welling. But yeah, it's near like Bexley and them type of areas, like Bexley, Erith, that sort of way. Happy word, scabby word. I mean, it was alright though, isn't it? I mean, they got Elizabeth line there now, so it's got to be kind of posh at least. It's got to be like a little bit posh. Plumstead, yes, I know Plumstead. Oof. I know Plumstead. Near Woolwich. Woolwich Arsenal. Them areas. Saf. Yeah. I'm Find now. I think there's some new housing being developed there. I mean, it's probably going to be a while before it's actually finished, but I believe there's some new housing being developed there near where the station is. It looks like it anyway. When I pass through, it looks like they're developing houses and stuff, like, you know, higher them sort of buildings. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like you get some cool new stuff, but who could afford it? Who could afford it? But hey, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, no, I think that's gonna be the wrap up for me. Is that Gypsy site still there? I don't know if a Gypsy site, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know if a Gypsy site. There's probably they'll probably get rid of that if they're gentrifying the area, though. I'm sure they'll probably get rid of that. They'll almost certainly get, if that's there now, that's probably not going to be there much longer once it gets fully developed. So if it is there, I doubt it'd be there much longer. But yeah. But guys, you have been awesome as always. Yeah, that's actually where I was filming that video from, by the way, Sainsbury's in Abbeywood. You have been awesome as always. Yeah, so I might try and drop a video, a reaction type-ish, maybe not a reaction video. I'm kind of thinking about it at the moment. I feel like I want to do it, see how it goes, because I enjoy doing it, but I just don't want to do it in a way that's going to bring me headache and nonsense and have to deal with a bunch of arseholes. But we'll see. Maybe I have to do. Maybe dealing with arseholes is just what I'm gonna have to do anyway. So we'll see. But anyway. But yeah, no, I'm gonna start logging off. I'm gonna start maybe cooling down because it is hot. But guys, so yeah, should be streaming, I guess, next week for movie night. But I'll try and drop a stream during the week, maybe a video game stream or maybe another car stream. We'll see how it goes, see how the week goes. And possibly drop another video as well. But yeah, make sure you check out the podcast channel, Uncivilized Arts. The links in the description. Did a interview there. And you know, see what you think. So I'm gonna leave your video age restricted. Hey, it is what it is. But guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.